All right, Montgomery, can we get a brief?
User joined your channel.
Affirm. I'm just loading into the map here real quick. So just a normal cache mission though. Each cache can be destroyed in any order. There's no extra buildings on the map, anything like that.
All right, any questions from our company leaders?
Was that the brief?
Yeah.
Yeah. All fries, no questions.
User in your
Blue for no
channel timed
questions.
out.
Awesome. All right, round two. Well, that just sucks for you.
User disconnected from your channel.
All right, good luck, have fun.
User
Round
left
two
your
of
channel.
FNF starts right now.
User left your channel. User left your channel. User
Alright,
left your
here we
channel.
go.
User left your channel. User left your channel. User
Alright.
joined your channel. User left your
Be
channel.
back into the casting couch here very shortly.
User left your channel. Channel switched.
Hello.
Hello and welcome back to the startup phase for round 2 of Friday Night Fight.
Yeah, we are having for the second round of NA another Russian up 4 round, and I think blue 4 are going to be Marines as well. But before we get to all that, let's look at the Russian kits. The Russians are attacking in this search and destroy mission. There are 2 caches for them to find, one of which is somewhere in the terminal at the main Altus airport, and the other one is somewhere in the military base just south of Telos, or Telos, however the Greeks pronounce it. But yep, Russians 545, 762 PKMs for the machine guns, 762 marksman rifle, but the same old that we've seen all night for the Redfor faction. As far as transport, they have 2 BRDMs, those are the 4-wheeled ones, a BTR-80, which is the 8-wheeled one. Both of them have the 14.5 heavy machine gun and a 762 coaxial machine gun. There's also a few UAZs, a few Gaz Tigers, and a few Gaz transport trucks.
Yeah, so talking armor real quick for a moment, because we have the BRDMs and we have the BTR-80. Now between the two, it looks like they have the same type of turret and loadout, really. Is there much of a difference between armor scheme between them?
The armor scheme, so FNF has a config to even out armor values. So any armored vest is going to be similar, if not the same. So the Russian body armor and the American body armor should be effectively equal.
Oh, sorry, I meant between the two types of armored vehicles that they have, the BRDM and the BTR-80.
Oh, sorry, yeah. Yeah, those are, I mean, they're pretty much just, a BTR is just a squished BTR, or a BRDM is a squished BTR, despite the fact that there's another letter. But the same, or similar armor values, pretty much the same armament. They can both carry some troops, but obviously the BTR can carry more. But otherwise, yeah, just the BRDM is a bit smaller, a bit faster, a bit more nimble.
Okay, so very similar vehicles then between the two of them besides troop carrying capacity.
Yep.
Alright, wonderful. I suppose now we can go on and look over at the blue fort and what they have for composition.
Absolutely. So if I'm willing to bet, it is U.S. Marines, and it is wearing that digital Marpat Woodland, carrying 5.56 M4s, M16s, and M249s, with a big ol' M240, 7.62 NATO machine gun for the dedicated MMG team. As far as transport, I thought I saw Whale, but now I'm not. Sorry. For transport, they have a Hunter MRAP with an M2 on a Crow system, so it's going to be controlled by a gunner sitting in the back. So they're going to have to actually disable the gun or take out the car entirely. They won't be able to just shoot the gunner out. They also have some armored transport Humvees and unarmored armed Humvee with a 50 cal on top, and some troop transport trucks, which they are already piling into.
Yeah, the Crow system is very effective. It does keep the gunner a lot more enclosed, a lot safer compared to the open top that we've seen before. And it does also give you some pretty good sights and stabilization, I believe, as well, so the gunner does have a big advantage from that. I could be wrong. It's been a while since I drove one of those. Let me know if I'm wrong on any of those counts. But
No, I think you're actually spot on. But yeah, the Blue Four forces, they're moving out to the other base over near Telos. It's a nice little military base, natural fortifications. This is being Altus. You're gonna have a lot of those near military bases, but some check or outpost kind of tall bunkers overwatching a bunch of different entrances. And the Heskos provide a bit of security from almost all angles.
mhm.
Lots of buildings inside for cover and breaking of line of sight and firing lines and whatnot. So this could be a very, very good position to hold. For getting out of here, it's going to be a bit tougher because there's not much between them and the other terminal other than just open ground and a few fences. So if they need to get out of here, they might want to just go down the road and try and weave in and out of buildings or what buildings there are.
Yeah, this might be difficult for the Blue Four if they want to try and respond with troops or anything. If they want to try and make any sort of quick reaction force, but I don't think they should necessarily need any of that. With the way the map is designed and the way this particular Friday Night Fight map is designed, there's a pretty big choke point that happens because of the two bays meeting each other. So that means Blue Four can keep a pretty close eye on basically any way that the Red Four, or yeah, Op Four. Sorry, I keep saying Red Four. I guess it's just like colors.
Yeah, I mean that works. That's what I call them because Op 4 is technically relative, but either one really works. The point is made either way.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, then Blue Four gets like the advantage of having a bit of a choke point that's smaller than the actual width of the Friday Night Fight map area, so they can defend this land area. That being said, they are going to be primarily, I imagine, putting all their forces on any important spots, the caches themselves in particular, and then maybe have some recon looking out for the other areas, which looks like it's exactly what they're doing right now. So we can see the...
Yeah, they're really not keeping a bunch, but the airport terminal, which is a little surprising. I mean, the town of Telos and the military base would probably be a better place to defend generally, but I don't know. It just seems a bit early to make that kind of call. I'm actually not seeing the... Oh, I see the... it's cheeky. Yeah. All right. So I found the cash box inside the terminal building. It's a little hidden away, but I mean, compared to the military base in the town of Telos, it makes sense why they're going for that one.
Okay, yeah. So it's also, I think, difficult here. I think if we want to talk about like ways that'll be difficult for either side to win this game. Blue Four has a decent amount of buildup at the military base at Telos. At the airport itself, though, it's a very, very open space, and with the mobility of all the vehicles that Redfor could be taking, they could be surrounding them on a lot of sides. It could come from a lot of different angles there. It could be very dangerous trying to hold that. I think it'll just, it's trying to hold the terminal building itself, but without being able to spread out quite as easily or as effectively, you kind of spread your forces then or concentrate them, so it's harder to... or more easy for the Red Four to lob in grenades and take out multiple forces, things like that.
Very true. We do have X-ray for Red 4 now, moving up to the north. Only 3 people in there, though. King, Vonk, and Pirate Owl. Pack is in there, too, but doesn't... No, he's back over at base, so he's going to be sticking with someone else, seems like. And the marching team is going to be going as a 3-man fire team. Although now they're heading back, so maybe they realized they didn't have anyone in the Vic.
Again, their last guy.
Yeah. I think that might be the case. But we do have 6 minutes now. Blue 4 is lining up at the edge of the safe start with the M2 Hunter. So that's going to be an MRAP, very resistant to small arms, very resistant to pretty much everything up to the guns on the BTR and the BRDM. And that 50 cal is going to be perfect for going against them as well. Almost a bit more of an analog to each other with the similar armor and the similar armament. So we'll see how well they match up against each other.
Redfor, it looks like they're all getting ready to start here. Most of the, at least half of the Vics looks like they're lining up on the starting line, ready to roll down the roads and get into the positions that they want to get to, wherever that may be. Looks like Blue 4, we're looking at their defense over at the military base on Talos. They're opting to arm all the HESCO barriers or man all the HESCO barriers in that base, it appears, from a lot of different angles, actually.
Yeah, almost like a circling of the wagons. I would have expected them to have some people over in Telos and kind of like the two-story construction site. Although I guess where the terminal is, or the cache is on the south side, wouldn't really make a ton of sense. So they kind of did a pragmatic thing and just had everyone hold up in there. Apart from Charlie 2 and all these guys down here on the south by Anthrakia, I'm assuming setting up an ambush around here.
Yeah, and it might be nice to have some people outside, because it really depends on which way OpFor is going to come in for the attack. If they come in directly, then that two-story construction building could be very useful back at that site. If they don't, then you might have the ability to run back in. If they don't come from that direction, you might have a clear way to run back in and help defenders and man the HESCOs and reinforce it. It's difficult to say because it's such an open map. There's so many directions that OpFor could come from. And OpFor has to go through a lot of open ground, so no matter which way they come from, they're going to very likely be spotted and called out. Though engagement range are generally shorter because of the one-time sights that everyone has. I think that whatever plan OpFor comes up with, there is some time for Blue 4 to respond to it.
Yeah, they're going to try and use those vehicles to get across those open grounds as easily as possible and as quickly as possible, which they would be able to do with the Gazes and the UAZs. The big trucks, maybe not so much. Same with the BTRs, but they do have the right kind of vehicles for making that kind of thunder run, cross an open ground very quickly, and get to the edge of the objective. Next week for Blue 4 is holding up way to the north at a. Actually, no, I thought it was a military base. It's just a hilltop. Nice little ridge. So they're setting up there, ranging it out, and getting ready to pretty much just copy what they're doing on the south side of the safe zone, but with a much smaller, more precise force.
Yeah, so it looks like Blue 4's defense here is mostly just stay on the points here. And man, maybe some close by areas, but mostly I think they're all concentrated on the terminal propers. And it's beyond the Telos one, the terminal one might be hard to man. It doesn't look like there's much natural defense there at the airport. There's a lot of ways to look out, but there's not a lot of, say, like chest high walls you can man a machine gun on. There are a few, but not a ton. There's a lot of like ground to ceiling windows, which makes it difficult to hold some angles and hold some doors. Yeah,
that big kind of terminal area, or the interior of it, just nice and wide and open, perfect for a machine gun to rip through.
Yeah.
But they are kind of getting some positions up on the roof. I'm surprised I didn't see any combat engineers making like bunkers or sandbags up here to help with that kind of defensive capability, but I think they are putting most of their faith into this Telos defense up here.
Yeah. That seems to be the biggest concentration, is in and around Telos. And I think that makes sense. That seems to be like the most easily defensible position, the most... if I were to put all my eggs into a basket, I would certainly concentrate them there myself, I think.
We actually have a very interesting, like almost the inverse of what, not even inverse, but just like a mirror of what Blue 4 is doing. Redfor has a small group heading north. They have a small group, looks like they're going to be heading south. And then most of their forces are going to be heading west, going down the MSR right into Telos. So almost like a perfect match of, a northern flank to push the northern or a northern flank for Blue 4 to stop the advance of Red 4 in the north, and same in the south. So very interesting that this is all kind of lining up.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's a good idea. I think if Op4 wants to take any terrain, it is going to be that high ground, like where the Blue 4 X-ray is currently positioned. If they take that position, it does give them a lot of line of sight, a lot of intelligence that they can act on. They can get their vehicles up there. Those can also lay down fire as well, beyond even just their X-ray.
We should get started in just a second now. And there it is. So they're all going to be setting off. BTR getting a lagged start.
Yep.
The rest of the vehicles are moving up, but Rhino's BTR is just not moving. There we go.
And there they are. And we have kicked off the second round of the North American Friday Night Fight.
Absolutely. Vagrant and the M2 Hunter pulling up to around 0.78, kind of in the middle of this little straight. But should be able to spot out the vehicles that Redfor X-Ray and Golf 2 are using. That Gas Tiger going to be pretty well armored, but not going to be able to withstand that 50 cal on the Hunter. Same with the BRDM.
Yeah, that's likely going to be the spotting and recon here for Blue 4. They're going to be relying on that. I believe with those crows, unless I'm not familiar with if FNF does it differently, I believe it does have thermals, so it should be easy to see any vehicles or personnel driving across the land.
They might have disabled them, they might not, but the Crows definitely does have an insane zoom of up to like 20 times and laser range finding, so it's going to be pinpoint accurate compared to the relatively barbaric method of the BRDMs and the BTR.
Yeah, we can still see it driving out. It might have been able to see a few of those vehicles as they went up across the hills, but it's still ranging out here.
Looks like those Redfor vehicles on the other side of the hill, so I don't think he was able to catch them. But we'll see if he's able to catch Golf 2 or X-Ray.
Oh, you're right.
It doesn't look like that either.
From the spectator perspective, it always makes it look like they're in front, but it's just the arrows on the other side of the hill. Looks like Op4, they're rushing in as many troops as close as they can here with their vehicles.
We should be seeing that ambush anytime soon as Redfor are pulling through Anthrachia. They're actually not... Pierce now is going down south to get back on the MSR. Stanners is following him. So they're going to run right into this ambush. And it's the perfect vehicles for Blue 4 and the worst ones for Red 4. These UAZs are not armored at all. Falcon, lucky as it may not... So he just popped a tire, ran into a wall, and popped a tire on his UAZ. But that actually might have saved their lives.
Yep, look at this. Pierce
and Stan... Yeah,
oh! Getting ejected.
What have you done?
Oh no,
Yep.
Pierce.
Oh no, he was a fucking ragdoll.
Just absolutely popped out.
The left two tires on the... Actually, no, that might have been Pierce who popped the tires, but...
And Tarnfalk putting a grenade right into the vehicle. That's a lot of damage right there.
Jesus, buddy gets taken down, snows down. Tarnfalk rushes out to go for the kill to push on Soap, but actually gets dropped himself. Big Soap is going to be the last one up here. Actually, no, Standards and them, they reached in another door and they took care of that.
Yeah, it looks like
Pierce
Op4...
wakes back up.
Pierce does get back up here. From flying in the air, they are back up. There are more Blue 4 in this compound that they have to fight here, but it looks like for now, Op4 are able to take this building and get its foothold.
He's popping some tires, making it hard for them, but that grenade might spell the end for him.
Oh, look at that.
It does.
Very
And
good
that's
grenade.
his second KO. He's probably not going to be waking up after that.
Yeah, he wasn't able to heal after the first one, so could just be bleeding out once again here. Yeah, you still have a little bit of Blue 4 here that are able to defend it. And if you look quickly... On
More
the other side of the map.
Nemesis and Lolo up here. So sorry, real quick, but yeah, they're probably gonna be able to take this. They are outnumbering them about 3-1, so should be able to take out X-Tech, Conscience, and Felix pretty easily.
It might take a little bit of time. There's quite a few buildings you have to go through here if you want to clear out everything. But in general, I'd expect the Redfor here be able to take on this force.
Lolo opening up now. Just kind of spraying down. Didn't really get too many good eyes on, I don't think. But
Oh, good grenade though. Does hit some Redfor in the back. I'm not sure if that was a grenade launcher or a bad nade.
you have Dust Eyes, which is Blue 4 Command, overwatching this firefight from the power plant on top of one of the big old solar buildings. He's right on top looking over it all with his rangefinder.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Perfect eyes on the Redfor advance. So he's probably telling Conscience, whoever else is over here, you need to get out of there now because you're going to get overwhelmed. Standers is coming up on Tech here any second now. And Stanners rushes past, throws off Tech's aim, breaks both of Tech's legs, and cripples him hard. He goes for the reload.
Oh my gosh. Oh, Tech does finally fall.
But he gets dropped after throwing a grenade.
A double tap sends him to the spectator screen there.
A bit more than a double, but yeah, it gets him taken care of.
And
Coming in from
oh wow.
somewhere.
Felix getting dropped, I believe, by not Falcon or Nemesis. One of those two got that kill there.
Yeah, he was the Moz gunner, so that's where that rocket came from. Great kill, and if they were able to recognize that and steal it, that could be big for them to take out the 117s and the Humvees.
And now
Or, sorry, it's a Hunter, not 117, but yeah.
that opens up an entire new flank. So when they're assaulting this base for the first cache here, they're going to have two whole open flanks to work with here.
And we actually have way off to the north or northwest, one of the BRDMs is way out here. That's Olaf, just searching around these wide flanks looking for anything. Nothing going to be near him for about 2 clicks, but we also have way on the west.
We have Gorski and Vagrant. Those two are about to find each other out in the wild, actually. Oh, looks like the Russians' forces does spot the Americans first. They are trading blows, though.
50 cal's a lot more accurate. I don't think the BRDM was able to get any good 14.5mm shots onto Hunter, just based off the tracers. But either way, they both disengage and run back to their respective corners.
Yep, they trade a few blows there. Looks like nothing decisive was decided in that fight, except for some light contact. We are seeing the whole wide line of the Russians' forces forming right now. So they're going to have the south attack and then the south flank here. They're going to have, well, it looks like the entire east as well to work with. Right now, we can see Cool Breeze laying down some fire, trying to keep away the OPFOR from the south.
Well, here's the thing, though. Dust Eyes is in a perfect position for this. Going to his first person, he has perfect eyes on this entire advance. And he will, as they push up this big field between this small little working town and then the military base. He's going to have perfect eyes over all of this to be able to call it in and get a great response coming to block it off. He'll know exactly how many people are coming. If they bring up the BRDM or the BTR, they'll be able to bring to call that out as well.
Yeah, really great position. As long as he doesn't get spotted and picked off somehow, but I think that's unlikely with the X-ray not being really anywhere over here on this side of the map for the Redfor. Actually, I'm trying to look on the map and I'm not sure. Oh, wait a minute. They're all the way on the other side of the map, on the other side of the terminal.
Yeah, no, they're way far out there. Same with that BRD, or yeah, the BRDM. It's not coming in. It's about half a click or so away from contact on the north side of the airfield. But yeah, both of these elements going way around everything.
Yeah, I'm really liking this round here. I'm feeling like it's even better version of the first game that we saw.
Yeah.
It just feels like, just in the spectator view, it feels like we're so spread thin on the Blue Force side. And it feels like Op4 just has everyone able to be together and force it, whatever they need.
Yeah, that is a bit of there's definitely a bit of truth with that, but I think, oh, never mind. The Blue 4 commander got spotted out, so now he's running and hiding before they can find him, or before they can get to him rather, because they've already found him. But yeah, Pierce, I think, spotted out, either Pierce or Big Soap, just for checking the towers, and they spotted the commander watching over the position, so they're now no longer going to have those eyes as Op4 takes up some offensive positioning on the north side of Hill 35.
I mean, Blue Forest still has a really good, pretty good idea of where the main bits of the Redfor, Op4 is and where they're going to come from. So they still have those advantages at the moment. Looks like Blue Force is going to be doing their best to try and find the best positions for the Heskos and to repel this attack here. It's going to be some long-range engagement, so I don't expect too much damage to come back and forth until there's a proper push.
Yeah, Golf 2 BRDM coming in kind of on the northwest side, possibly going through Gravia. Maybe I'm just hungry.
Oh, I think that's actually X-Ray for Blue 4 got spotted out and is by a Golf and has been taken out basically. We got two wounded and Pop Dart from Pluto being the only one up right now.
Yeah, Redfor Command also, I'm seeing some traces come out from him onto Twig King, who's now pulling back. But yeah, oh yeah, that Humvee is fucked.
Yeah, Granny for the win being the DMR for the Blue 4. That's the asset right there that you're losing.
Absolutely. Pop-Tart is the medic, so you should have a good chance of getting them back up. Baked Potato, I think it's just a rifleman, so nothing too crazy there, but yeah, keeping that DMR in action is going to be important in a scenario like this. Looking at a longer distance.
It will be difficult.
GL coming out onto, I'm not sure if that was from Twig. Yeah, he does have a 203, so I think it is from him actually. But yeah, landed up near Patriot up there on the rocks. Definitely got the attention of the BTR, which is now heading his way. Ooh, but Twig gets spotted by Redfor Command again.
Yep. Twig is in danger. Oh yeah, look at that. Now being chased out. It's possible that the Golf could chase him down. It's very dangerous for these infantry out in the open. They don't have any way to run, especially with these Golfs right on their back.
Blue 4 Command has exited the solar tower building, and he is now running his way across the airfield, going back to the terminal.
Yep, able to get that out there. Currently, not too much development, except for Op4 has now finally, like, I suppose, gotten a proper battle line and is getting more crossfires down on the base. You could see a lot of damage if they find the right buildings to man and the right crossfires that they could find on the base.
This is incredible timing. The M2 Hunter is coming up over the hill as one of the BRDMs is pulling up on X-Ray for Blue 4 onto their Humvee. So if they're able to find them and call them, again, these are blocked to first person, so they gotta look out through their shitty little optics to find them. But BRDM looks like it's gonna be just going on its way, as the M2 Hunter is now shooting at the BTR, actually. Landing some good shots. Not sure if they're able to pen from that distance, but that's the weapon they're going to want to do that with.
Yeah, I'm actually looking at the BTR-80, and I'm not seeing the gun traverse at all. I feel like if there's a gunner... Oh, it also goes up on the rocks. I wonder if the crew was potentially incapacitated.
No, I don't think so. No, it says they're both still up. And actually, ooh, well, no, Norris is dead.
They are now.
Yeah, he's dead. And so is Quickie. Quickie got clapped as he was running into cover. So that's the BTR crew down and out. But the BTR is still very much usable.
Yeah, a good crew kill there coming out from the Hunter.
So they're probably going to still lay into it, at least until the engine starts smoking, so it can't be used against them. But that's a great start for them. It just leaves Patriot and Rhino over here isolated and alone.
That might also be the rescue here for X-Ray that the fire team was looking for.
I still don't know why they dismounted, but
It just looked like to me that the driver wasn't turning in direction and the turret wasn't traversing. I wonder if they were knocked unconscious or somehow incapacitated.
possibly, but Redfor Charlie 2 has reached the solar building that Blue 4 Command was at, but he's long gone. They're going to be checking out that building, making sure it's devoid of any Blue 4. Severe actually got sniped from the northwest side by that BRDM. So he's bleeding out. Nito's going to be able to find him and bring him back up, looks like. But yeah, now that BRDM to the far west has made his presence known, which could give Redfor Charlie 2 and the rest of the Redfor team over by the power plant the cover they need to push across this open airfield and get to the cache and blow it.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't look like much for Blue 4, but these open killing fields of the airfield are going to be just so painful for Redfor Chaos.
Looks like Golf is once again spotted over here. The Hunter M2 finding one in the open and killing I presume what used to be one of the crew. Rhino now being the only one to be out in this open. Dominance over these open fields is absolutely key for either the attack or the defense. I feel like even more so for the defense, that's the key. Make sure no one can cross them.
And it's great that the Hunter has been able to do this kind of roaming patrol, roaming defense with a laser range-finding M2 machine gun. Like, that shit is very powerful.
Yeah.
So it's been doing it exactly what it needs to do. It's been playing to its strengths, being able to fire on the move, continue moving, and the mobility of it is second to none alongside its armament and armor. So it's been doing absolute gangbusters. Actually, how many kills is it on?
5 right now. 5 kills right now for buckets. Looks like Rhino does actually find the BTR-80 and gets in it. Looks like he gets out. It might be disabled or something might be wrong. Maybe it's just stuck.
Maybe. He should be able to fix it. It could be the guns or the turret is jammed or damaged or something, but he should be able to fix it just right.
We're still seeing a lot of fire crossing between the Telos military base and the Redfor that are near the solar panels, the power plant, and the village nearby it. It's been a lot of trading back and forth for the past about 10 minutes or so. We haven't seen anything necessarily, not necessarily too much damage go back and forth either way, as they just trade shots.
Well, T5 Bay stumbling across the cart track as Redfor all dismount, because I think the driver hit a tree and hurt everyone. But yeah, we have this now a decent sized Redfor force coming from the southwest of the terminal and the cache there. So I think it might actually be able to get in relatively undetected if that infantry is able to move from foliage to foliage and hide their way up to the terminal area.
We do have a few flanking forces. I'm not sure how they got there, but there's a large force, the Alpha squad on Redfor that are, yeah, like you said, by the old go-kart track there. There's going to be a lot of issues holding that terminal, especially with only about a squad worth of people. And it being such, like we said, a difficult to defend building.
Yeah, they're doing kind of what we saw in an earlier round where they are having at least some defense on each of the objectives, for better or for worse. So with, given how many people are over at the other terminal, I think this is their intention. Hold out as best you can, but you're here to die kind of thing.
Well, that seems like a sacrifice that the Blue 4 commander is willing to make.
I was thinking the exact same thing.
Yep, it looks like Blue 4, the Hunter, is going to be traversing the land a little bit more. It looks like it's actually going to be checking out the west of the terminal. It's going to be heading towards that way. It could see
the BRDM has not moved. I'm willing to bet that the airport garrison for Blue 4 called it in, said, hey, we're getting a bunch of heavy machine gun fire to the west. Can you go check it out? Maybe even get an accurate spot. Hunter stops, Definitely
think it sees
spotted that
something.
BRDM. Well, the BRDMs are right on top of the hill.
And there goes the shots.
Right on the engine. The engine's cooked. Olaf's buddy, G-Legs, goes down. Olaf is still up in it.
Yeah, immediately.
Tries to run and
Oh.
doesn't make it.
Yeah, there we go.
Both of them taken out and the BRDM disabled and no longer a problem. Well
That
done.
50 cal is just such a menacing gun in this situation.
Absolutely, and just the fact that it was able to cripple it immediately. It could not move. Gunner got taken out by shooting the back of the turret. Driver hopped out and immediately got whacked as well. And I think actually the 50 cal, that building always has that destroyed section. Never mind.
We're actually seeing the Redfor command running across the airfield right now, and a lot of the Blue 4 are having a field day trying to shoot at it right now. But I think it's actually a distraction.
Yeah, it absolutely is. That gas seeker is their best armored transport next to the BRDMs and the BTRs. So all that small arms fire isn't going to do much unless they can land a ton of hits, which is the perfect cover, like you said, for Alpha to come in on this southwest side. They've already reached the ATC, and it's a short little jump over to the terminal building itself. Lurch and Severe looking over this way now, and so is Lennox. So as soon as T5 Bay is now crossing, Lurch is going to be able to spot him. So does Lennox.
Yep.
And T5 Bay gets crossfired. Deal's going out, and they are made. Now the wrong side to enter this ATC as well, so they need to pop some smokes and maneuver.
Yeah, now the Blue 4 is immediately beginning their grenade bombardment here on the Alpha, and Alpha is kind of stuck in the open here with not much cover.
Flux now actually gets out, or he gets up to the terminal building. T5A wakes back up and is able to make it to the wall now. Flux is honking his horn, just goading them into contact.
Yeah,
Takes a GL to the face.
these absolute amount of sheer firepower that these Blue 4 have been throwing out of them have been pretty good for slowing down Alpha. These grenades doing a lot of damage, but that's still a lot of forces you gotta deal with. But we do have the Gulf. We can see it on the other side, potentially finding a really good flank here. Does take a
Now that it
rocket.
takes an RPG to the face. Hey, yeah, stream is curse. You're welcome. welcome to casting. It's gonna get it behind you and get a great flank. It takes an RPG to the face.
Yeah, I suppose they did reveal their position by attacking the BRTM earlier. Another rocket.
Second one goes out, probably for Iander, but unlike Iander, that one actually misses. Pretty far off target, but yeah, that thing's getting out of there. Probably took some damage to the engine and the hull, and doesn't want to stick around for more.
Yeah, I certainly wouldn't want to either. With that kind of vehicle, you can, especially if you're just engaging infantry, you can try and find a hill or some such and get your advantage there. You have the powerful range. You're almost like a whole DMR yourself, but even better.
Bump guy knocks straight out the gas seeker, and it's just not going to work out with 5.56.
Yeah, it looks like one of the tires are
Flux
out.
popped both of his back wheels. Actually, just back and left. Probably got shot out too much, but now he's moving slow.
Yeah, I think Flux did have a really good idea, and it did really help Redfor get basically as close as they are at the moment.
Yeah, he was doing circles around the terminal building until that rear tire popped, and that did not get capitalized on by Redfor.
It was close.
Now they, oh my god, look behind the ATC. Look how many goddamn bandages there are on the ground.
Yeah.
CCP back here.
Oh yeah, it is. I mean, those grenades that landed behind the ATC, they really did do a really good job. If you hop in thermals, you can see that there are a few bodies out there as well. Mostly, actually, just one or two, actually.
Yeah, that other Redford force by the power plant, they're still holding there for whatever reason. I think they're just kind of blocking and keeping this rest of this force occupied so they can't go back and assist the terminal. Which is a pretty good idea, all things considered. But that does mean that they're just going to be plinking away at each other, taking what casualties they will.
I think with this...
And I am seeing a few bodies for Redford on this side of the field, but sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm thinking with this current plan right now. Redford, they do find a good way to get that Charlie squad onto a second flank. Looks like C Charlie 2 is there. Then they can definitely really push the matters here, especially with only about a fire team left of Blue 4 defending.
Flux running a bit more interference, very slowly with that gas Tiger. As
Oh, there comes the charge.
Yep, there's the charge from Alpha. Charlie 2 is on the other side of the road, going to be assisting from the guardrail as best they can. But yeah, big force coming in, rushing in. The Soviet classic.
Oh yeah. We got the bodies. You got some bullets. Let's see how that match up.
One guy spraying down, and I don't know if they're actually going through or not, but if they are, no, I think it's just the effect coming out the other side of the wall. But yeah, Nielsen gets a little bit injured, but we have so many here. I'd be surprised if they don't use some of their RPGs for this express purpose of just shooting shit indoors. They could actually, with that RPG, take out the cache from their side of the hallway.
Oh,
It's
they
about
could.
100 meters, maybe more like 75. But yeah, if they had like an accurate range, even with an RPG 26, they could get a good shot on it.
Yep. Just looking at the rest of the map quickly to figure out what's going on. It looks like there's some similar plans going on with the base. We can see the commander also running another vehicle, maybe potentially trying to draw some fire here. It looks like the Redfor is organizing into troop transports, maybe for a quick rush across the open.
Ooh, King and Vong catching Blue Fort reinforcements from Indigo Fox. Yeah, catching them off guard. So that's Echo now for Blue Fort, going to be caught out of position. Already 2 dead. 3 dead, actually. Quick 3 kills. Grenade going on to Zeb's position. And that takes him down. Last one going to be up is Indigo Fox, as Flux just casually drives around.
Flux, that's what you call recon by fire. Oh, well, more recon by being fired out, I suppose.
And yeah, and Indigo goes down. That's going to be it. But now Rory coming over with that M2 Humvee. I think sees the top of the gas Tiger over the fence, and is going to be able to catch King in the back as he tries to hop on the roof. Oh, and there he goes. Shots through the leg. Gonna send him flying. Might wait back up, but that definitely hurt, especially from audio.
It looks like inside the terminal building, the situation is developing. The Off4 are laying down absolutely huge amounts of suppressive fire for the few Blue 4 that's left. Lurch does get a good grenade down. It looks like it does do some damage.
Yeah, Mito's holding the stairwell next to Lurch now, but he doesn't see. I don't think he is aware of the Redfor forces that are stacking up outside his room, and he definitely did not, as Nielsen comes in and caps him. Lurch hears that and is now split between 2 doors, 2 ways of entry.
Injured in the leg right now.
Yeah, he's got to be very careful. Might call over Fun Guy, but he needs to be quiet about it. Called over the radio.
Yeah, Lurch here basically holding down the Alamo of underneath the stairs. That's all he has right now as he tries to heal himself.
Actually, Stanners has a very nasty angle on him, looking down from the 2nd story. Nielsen is pushing down.
Yep.
Gonna be pushing him out as soon as he closes that door. Actually, no, he peeks out. Lurch is still just trying to bandage himself up. Injuries in both legs still. And Sanders is just holding that angle.
Oh, really good angle.
And gets shot a dozen times in the dick.
Yeah, Stanner's up there on the stairs. Really able to lock that down.
And we missed it, but they were able to take out that cache. It has been destroyed, and the only one remains is Atellus. And while we weren't looking, Redfor made a push for the military base.
Oh yeah, okay, so they were able to get into the troop transports and make a bum rush basically all the way across the field.
Yeah, they got inside the fence perimeter. We have Clown and Bass Spirits groups over on the southwest side. They got in, and they do have the dome with the cache under control. Looks like they were trying to pop GPs onto it, but they ran out and started popping flares on it. They need to push in and throw grenades, nagged up with a PKM, anything. Even though they're just shooting a bunch, it will go down.
There goes Troll, taken down by legal action. Giving him the DMCA.
Yeah, the DMCA really came in clutch for Redfor.
Yeah, looks like with the concentration of Redfor here pushing in with the relatively lack of concentration of the Blue 4, this could be a very strong push. If even one goes down, you have 2 or 3 behind you. But Russ does find Clown. Shoots him in the back.
Dylan's starting to shoot the cash. Gonzo and Stewart should be coming in. Oh, no. Yeah, Legal Action with a great double kill. Onto Martin and his battle buddy. Dylan wakes back up, and he needs to get a combat engineer in here to set a charge on this thing. Nearest one is going to be Daniel, who's still outside in the Hesco barrier. So it's just going to be...
Oh.
I say that, but the person they just killed for Blue 4 was a combat engineer. If they so happen to search his body, they should be able to find a nice little satchel charge in there for them to use.
We have a small patrol coming to reinforce. Chucky and Cyrus coming in onto the cache to try and defend it. Sergeant Pooh and Anderson also trying to come in from different angles, repel the Op4. Looks like Op4 actually did back off from the cache. I'm not sure if they were able to find something. Oh, they're throwing grenades or something on it right now.
Yeah, so they just gotta destroy it. All those grenades going off. That's a good way to get some damage on there. Probably gonna need a few mags dumped onto it as well. Which is exactly what Grav is doing. There it is. It cooks off. Both caches destroyed. Op4 wins. GG.
And that concludes round 2, Friday Night Fight NA.
Shit, we might actually end kind of early. This one only lasted 30 minutes after safe start. That was a very quick round, relatively speaking.
Yeah, I mean, Op4 had a pretty decent tactic there. I think that he just had really good control over finding flanks to set up their attacks from and then executing them.
Absolutely. And yeah, that push around the other side of the airfield definitely made a difference for Redfor. But let's hop down and get the round 3.
Certainly.